decided to take on a very daunting task. And what that is bookshelf reorganization. It's both exciting and daunting because there's just so much to do. It's like when you're getting the urge to reset and reorganize your environment, you have to take everything off, clean it, and then put it all back. It's refreshing, yes, but it's also exhausting. I've gotten to the point where I'm really thinking, whose idea was this? Because I'm so tired already. What I've done so far is take every single one of my books off of my bookshelves and put them into piles based on size onto my couch. Now, why did I do all this? Because I had this bright idea of putting books behind other books to create more room in my bookshelves. Now, if you've seen my bookshelves before, you'll notice that they are like these deep cubbyhole bookshelves. So I feel like I was not utilizing them to their max capacity. So I've asked my husband to create shelf platforms so I can put a row of books behind another row of books and you can still see them so that they're not blocking each other, and they'll be raised up so you can still see the back row and they won't be hidden. Because that's what was really bothering me. I didn't want to put books behind books and then I wasn't going to be able to see what I had in my bookshelf. I want to be able to see everything and know where everything is at. So luckily he was on board with the project and we decided to go to Home Depot to get the wood and all the other materials that he was going to need for this. And so I'm excited to have these shelves so that I can fit more books onto my bookshelf. Now, a part of the process of reorganizing my bookshelves and taking everything off, I'm realizing maybe there's some books in these piles that I may not want to keep anymore. Is this going to turn into an unhaul? I don't know. I kind of don't want to do all that because I just want to put them back on the shelves and maybe deal with that later. But this feels like the most appropriate time to actually go through these books and really decide, do I want to keep these? Or maybe I make a unhaul pile and see if I actually do end up reading some of these books. Or maybe it's just time to let some of these go. There's also the books that I bought at the beginning of getting back into my reading journey when I really didn't know where my reading taste was. My story is very similar to a lot of other people's, where I was an avid reader as a child and into my teen years, and then throughout college I kind of just stopped reading for a long time, and then now I've kind of come back into reading again. So when I first got back into the reading community, I was discovering, Bookstagram and Booktube and trying to curate my style and find out what books I actually liked. What was my reading taste? What book content creators did my taste align with? And at first, I was just following like anybody and everybody. And I still kind of do that. If you're talking about books, I'll probably still follow you. But it's taken a good year of reading again to really know what books I'm going to like and which books I'm probably not going to like. So in the beginning, I was just buying all the very popular books, not realizing that really wasn't my book taste. So as I'm going through this reorganization, you might see some books in this video amongst my piles that don't really look like books that I normally read. For instance, this one. I have never read this. I picked this up very early on getting back into my reading journey, and I picked it up because it was very hyped and a lot of the people that I was following were in love with this series, and of course I wanted to be part of the hype, so I picked it up in a book exchange and I had every intention of trying it out. Now that I've been reading again for about a good year and a half, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna like this book, but there's that part of me that's like, but what if? What if you will like this cowboy romance? Yeah, I doubt it, but there's something about just automatically unhauling this that is difficult for me. So I might have to do some kind of a reading series like a lot of other people do, where they kind of give a book a chance and, decide if they're going to unhaul it or not. So maybe I'll do that, where I at least read a chapter to give it a shot and see if it gets my attention before I put it in the unhaul pile. Because it really pains me to just give it away without even giving it a chance. So I don't know, we'll see. Clearly, I'm just brainstorming with you right now of what I'm going to do with all of these books. Because really the goal is to only have things on my shelves that I'm excited to read. Either books that I love and I want to keep because I actually enjoyed reading them, which means I'll probably be keeping mostly 4 and 5 star reads, and then maybe some enjoyable 3 stars. But if they were kind of meh, whatever, maybe I'll put those also into an unhaul pile and just give them to somebody else that may enjoy them more than I did. And then as for the books that I haven't read yet, I want them to be a compilation of things that I'm excited to pick up, not a bunch of books that are just going to end up collecting dust and sitting there for years and years, never being touched. Another thing to consider is, how am I going to organize these books when I get them back onto my shelves? Right now, I've put them into piles organized by size because I think with the shelves and the 2 stacks, the 2 layers of books, it'll be nice to have books that are the same height. But then there's also the idea of organizing by color, or organizing alphabetically, or organizing by genre. There's so many options to this, which is exciting, but also I need to pick something. Let me know in the comments down below how you organize your bookshelf. Do you have a way to organize your books, or do you kind of just do a free-for-all and put your books anywhere? Because I was definitely doing that for a while, is just trying to organize by genre, but also just kind of putting books wherever they fit, which is totally fine and it doesn't completely bother me. But since we're doing this whole reset, I figured I might as well try to have some kind of rhyme or reason to where my books go, but I don't know, we'll see. And we'll also see how long whatever I choose lasts. I think what I'm going to try to do is do it by genre and also by size of books. I do try to keep all the works by a certain author together, but that's going to be difficult if they have different size books. It might not work to put them in the same cubbyhole. I don't know, we'll see how it goes when I get to that part of actually putting books back on the shelves. But honestly, I'm not super particular, so I think whatever happens is going to be fine with me. And again, I can always change it later if something is bothering me or if I have a better idea. Now, with all that being said, let's move on to actually getting the shelves made and getting those books back on the bookshelf. So I was trying to organize all the books I've already read on the platforms, and I was trying to do it by genre. But like I mentioned before, I haven't read a lot of my physical TBR. There's a lot of open space here, so I don't know if I should just consolidate all my read books into the same shelves just to kind of fill them up for now until I read more in each genre. I might just do that. Now I have all these D&D books that I want to put on the shelf together, even though I have not read every single one. I've probably only read like 2, but I want to keep them together as a set. They are not a series, but they're all the same shape and size, and they all consist of the world of Eberron. And then I just have these 2 Lone Wolf adventure books, so I kind of just want to keep these all together. So even though these are not all read, I'm still going to put them on one of the platforms together. I also have this unread set of the Lord of the Rings series, but because it's in a box collection, I kind of want to see if it fits on that little shelf too, since it's not completely full. Okay, it actually fits perfectly, and I like it because D&D and Lord of the Rings, to me, in my mind, go hand in hand. It's like that fantasy world, and I think that's perfect. I want to do the same thing with my Anne of Green Gables and Chronicles of Narnia collections because they're also in boxes. So I think putting them on the little platforms in the back are going to look better, even though I have not read all of them. So you can see I do have some gaps here. I feel like I can fit a book right here. And there's like a tiny gap over here, but it's okay. I will eventually fill those gaps when I read more books. I'm excited because this is going to be a nice way to visually see which books I've already read versus which books I still need to read. I think for right now, I'm just going to end up putting all the books back onto my shelves and save my TBR cart for whatever I want to use it for later. Maybe if I get brand new books or books that I'm really excited about, you know, like maybe books that I put on my TBR during my final FMC games, things like that, to give that reminder of like, hey, these are the ones that you need to read right now. Now let's just throw all the rest of the books onto the shelves. Okay, here it is, my fully reorganized bookshelves. I am super happy with them. I think it turned out amazing. I feel super refreshed. I did not end up doing the whole unhaul pile. I think I still need to go through every single book and decide, do I really want to keep this? I don't know. I just did not have the energy to go through every single book. I just kind of wanted to get them on the shelves. This took so long, but I think it was really time well spent because I feel good about my space now and I'm just really happy about the way it looks. So if you're thinking about doing a reset and reorganizing your shelves, I highly recommend it. I hope you enjoyed watching me do this. I know there wasn't like a whole lot going on, but I just kind of wanted to show you the before and after and hopefully inspire you to reorganize your space because it does feel refreshing. I also figured out what I can do with my TBR cart right now. I have all my library books on there, which is perfect because now they don't have to just sit in piles on my dining room table. They can just sit in my TBR cart, ready for me to pick them up. Okay, so anyways, I think this was gonna be a really short video. I hope you had fun just hanging out and watching me do this. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!